What is up, YouTuber fans, streaming fans, library fans, cryptocurrency fans? We have a special guest today, and we're talking about trading. We got Crypto Blood in the house. Thank you for coming
Crypto
to the show.
blood. What's going on, brother?
Just chilling and,
That's good.
enjoying the profits come in right now, as we're seeing the markets go up. So
Yeah.
we're here talking about the edge. You have an edge, and we're going to just get into your trading system. So before we talk about the bots or your signals, let's just get into how did you get into this financial system of trading?
Well, it started, I would say, roughly 16 years ago, 17 years
Okay.
ago. Found share builders. That was my foray into investing. And so with share builders, you are able to buy at that point back then fractions of shares of equities, right? So that kind of got my feet wet and really took a liking to it. And it kind of evolved from there. I went from trading or investing. I shouldn't make that difference. Investing and then moving on to actually trading penny stocks. And then from there, I went over to FX. And from FX, traded that all the way up until, I would say 2013 when I got into Bitcoin in the crypto markets. I kind of I bled into that. Maybe like 2014, 15-ish, I stopped trading FX and focused fully on crypto at that point. That's kind of been my journey through the whole financial markets.
You're saying that the first place you started trading at, that was trading like partial shares.
Mhm.
I thought that just recently came out because I guess Charles Schwab was offering it and Robinhood was offering it.
Not a new thing, brother.
Okay.
Not a new thing. Yep. Share builders no longer is around. I believe they were acquired by uh can't remember who. But yep, share builders was the first to do it.
So let's get into trading, man. So how long have you been trading for? So you said it was 16 years, or was it just like 16 years you start to trade and then you got really, really serious at one point?
Yeah, so like I said, initially it was investing, right? I was
Okay.
investing. The trading aspect didn't come into play until I would say the penny stock years when I was trading penny stocks, which was I would say roughly 15 years ago, 14 years ago. So a couple of years of investing, then I got into the trading side of things and caught that bug, man. I've just been on that wave since then. So my background is computer science.
Okay.
I do have a background in computer science. So from a young kid, I knew how to program, and Visual Basics was the first programming language I learned, and from there just kind of grew and expanded my skills. So combining the programming side and my love for financial markets and trading, that kind of evolved into at a certain point I began to mess around with algorithms, automated systems, building those. So that's kind of my that was the progression.
All right. Since we're talking about algos, when did you build your first algo? Like what age?
Ah, man, age, I don't know. It was definitely when I was trading forex.
Okay.
Okay. So in forex, they had at that time you could pretty much the dominant software that was used by FX traders was MetaTrader, MT4. I'm sure you know about that. Well, within MT4, there is an area called Expert Advisors, and in that area, you can load in uh, algorithms, automated systems that you've either built or you've. I think at that point you could even. I don't know if you could or not, like lease algos from other people in the marketplace. I'm not sure, but I began to play around with that, and man, that really caught me and caught my attention, and I really delved deep into that whole scene. Not so much from a mathematical standpoint or statistical standpoint, which is where I am now with things, but just from a programming, hacking, just trying different things, seeing what's going to work, and learned a lot. And we can get into the details on that part of it. But yeah, that's so I would say that will probably be around 2006.
Okay.
2006. Yeah, 2006.
So
Yeah.
you've been in the game for a while, so you had time to develop your technique, make it better. So what is your trading bot called? Like, what's the name of it? Present it to us, baby.
Yeah. So over the years, I had many different names, but
Okay.
the evolution and the concept, the overall concept of my trading system nowadays, I just call it Blood ATM.
Okay.
So it's a ATM, like you go to the ATM and extract money, right? So that's what I call it, Blood ATM, algos, and so with this system, this most recent system which I developed, I actually ported it over from MT4. I had to learn how to program in PineScript, which is TradingView's language, right? So it took me about 6-7 months to figure out that new syntax and try to replicate some of the things that I had over in the MetaTrader side to PineScript. MetaTrader was actually not a great experience for me ultimately with creating algos, and the reason is because most brokers, the data they provide you as historical data is not all that accurate. Okay, and so we could spend an hour and a half going over the strategy tester that they have in MetaTrader 4, where you can test your algo backwards, do a backwards what's called back testing.
Yeah, it's called a back test.
Yeah, back testing. You can back test X amount of months or whatever, depending on how granular your data is. But what the problem with that was, what I found, and you don't know it until you kind of move on, and then you go back and look and say, oh, damn, this was not working because X, Y, Z. And so with MetaTrader, the data that I was getting was not that great. So the performance that I was programming on a particular pair was not realistic performance. Okay, and on top of that, I don't know what your audience, if they're looking to be algorithmic traders or programmers, you want to stay away from fitting your algo. And what I mean by fitting your algo is that you'll take a time frame, right, and you'll keep tweaking parameters until it's perfect in that time frame. That's an amateur move, and many do it, and I did it many times, many years. You don't want to fit your data, because what you've done is just set it up to be perfectly optimal for that date, for that period that you're going back on. That doesn't work going forward. So the movements that you saw maybe in that 12 months could have been just for that 12 months. And the markets do change, right? Sometimes it could have been in a bull market, or it could have been in a bear market. So you've tweaked your algo to work perfectly in a bear market or in a bull market, but then going forward, it goes maybe the opposite way, or it goes sideways. And that's the killer for most people in their algorithms. Sideways action. So it takes years, man. It takes years to figure all that out, and to know what to look for when you're back testing. So in TradingView, it's much better. TradingView has a better, more accurate historical data set for all their pairs, no matter if it's crypto or FX or stocks, commodities, whatever. They have great data that you can use to back test, and it's more reliable. And it's been fairly successful for me now using PineScript.
I'm thinking why MT4 was lagging. Well, basically, the brokers are, I guess, paying to give service to their clients, but the MT4 is free. So maybe it's lagging.
It's free to us, but it's not free to the broker.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The broker pays to give the service to us. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking, maybe if it wasn't free for us. If we paid them, maybe they will upgrade it a little bit better. But TradingView is killing the game.
No, TradingView is killing the game. They
have the best UI.
Yeah, best UI, some of the best overlays.
Yeah.
You can add alerts to trend line, just all types of stuff that you can't do in MT4 at all. Like, I don't even know why people still use that, but so yeah, now I've been using TradingView for the last 2.5 years.
Okay, so yeah, I use TradingView, but I take my trades off of MT4. So I use my cell phone or use computer just to take the trades. But moving on, so with your algo, are you using just technicals, sentiment, or any machine learning?
No machine. You can't really. It's going to be hard to do machine learning on PineScript just because of the nature of its language.
Okay.
It's a cloud-based language. So in machine learning and AI and doing neural networks and stuff, you have to have. You're going to want to use like Python or something like that, where you can actually store that data over more than a runtime of what you have with PineScript. Okay, yeah. So for neural networks, I know PineScript has done a lot of updates in the last 2-3 months. I have to go and look because you can do a lot more now. But yeah, neural networks would be great, and I want to do that, but that would be a whole nother. I want to learn Python fully, and then bridge that and integrate this. So I'm fine with what I have now. It's working, and you can have effective bots, algos, automated systems without AI. I know it sounds sexy and stuff, but no, you can still. So my systems for FX, I use a mixture. Okay. I let the algo enter me in the trade and exit me out of the trade, but I'll do take profits manually based on alerts that I'll put on either trend lines or support and resistance areas, right? So if I'm in a trade going long, I'll put like maybe a horizontal line with an alert above the market at just before a resistance area, right, to take some profit. But ultimately, I'll let the algo just, when it's done, go ahead and exit the trade.
So your bot is basically trading off resistance? I'm talking about off retracements?
That's my manual okay. Take profit points that I'll place in there on the chart. Okay. And the reason is because your algo can't know the order books of most of these markets. At least I found a way to really parse through the order books on TradingView in PineScript to see where levels are, where maybe banks are, at least not banks, but see, banks can see, at least on FX, banks can see where a lot of these retail brokers or retail users are placing their stop losses and their take profits, but primarily their stop losses, right? So they can see where they can really make a lot of money by taking those people out. It's called stop hunting. So my algo can't determine that. It just only knows based off about six parameters that I've created in PineScript. So I kind of overlap my signals to come up with a signal, a primary signal. Okay, I kind of what do you want to call them? They're kind of recursive, so they recursively work on each other to come out to an outcome to either go long or go short. So I just let that, let the trade take place, and I'll manage it while we're in the trade.
Okay, so how many trades you think in crypto your algo would take per week?
So in crypto, I have my trades at so I trade on the hour chart.
Okay.
So the higher you go out in your time frames, the more it's going to be swing trading, right? The lower you go, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, any lower than that, it's harder to have an algo that stays consistent without tweaking it. The lower you go in the time frame, the more you have to work with that algo.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 hour or some proprietary. I don't know what level people you have as far as their level on Pines on Trading View, but if you're a Pro Plus member, you can pick like
Seconds.
proprietary. Yeah, no, you can pick proprietary
Oh,
time frames. Like I can do a 3 hour chart or a 4 hour, 5 hour, or 7 hour,
okay.
whatever, or even down to like 13 minute. Some of my algos I trade on the 11 minute candle,
I
just
didn't
to give
know
me
that.
that edge, just to give me
Yeah.
the edge, right? So I'm trying to look for areas to separate myself from the market enough to get in and see, capitalize on some of those inefficiencies.
Okay.
But yeah, crypto, 1 hour, Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm planning on doing more pairs, but Bitcoin and Ethereum versus the dollars on those two pairs, I trade on the hour chart.
So you're trading just to gain more USD, or you're trading to gain more BTC?
Ultimately, it's going to be more BTC.
Okay.
So trading
So
on BitMEX, it's
okay.
going to be more BTC. I am moving my algos to a new platform soon. I'm just waiting on them to help, sync some things up with their APIs. But yeah, that will be USD based,
Okay.
USDT. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there any new coins out there you think that has the volume to be able to make good trades off of? Because Bitcoin and Ethereum are the main guys. You seen any coins out there that has the volume?
Haven't even looked. Haven't even looked. Seriously, I mean, I know Bitcoin Cash would.
Okay.
I manually trade that occasionally on Bityard. I like Bityard because they're big. They're actually crypto contracts. They're not
Okay.
spot trading. So that's a whole another type of game. But it's great because you can kind of like buy or short and just walk away because everything is fixed. All your stop losses are fixed at a percentage that you globally set, and then you can only make up to 500% on the margin you put up on trade.
Okay.
So it's a fixed win, fixed profit, fixed loss. But yeah, I'm not sure, man. I haven't looked at anything else, but I'm assuming Bitcoin Cash has great volume. EOS has great volume. I don't like XRP, but XRP has great volume. Litecoin has, good volume, but you need price action, right? That's what you want to look for, price action.
So, where can people go and look for your algo? Do you have it set up anywhere? Website anywhere?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can check out cryptoblood.io for more information on my algo service. If you join my YouTube members channel or group, I should say, the Quant Gang level, you can actually get access to both my 9 pairs on FX that are signals that get pushed to a Telegram room and or crypto, my crypto alerts. So they can do that either way. Yeah, from a website or YouTube.
So before you leave, man, what do you think about the US dollar crashing, Bitcoin going up, and a shortage of coins like quarters
Physical
and
coins.
pennies? And yes, like I was looking at an article, I think Chick-fil-A was like asking people to come in with change. What do you think about that?
Well, did you hear the backstory behind that coin shortage thing?
No.
Okay, it was pretty. The story I heard was pretty compelling and made sense. So it has to do with orders. So they weren't accepting new orders for coins at the mint because of the pandemic. They were down, right? They weren't working as much or whatnot, and so then began to create a supply shortage because people were not going around, right? We weren't going out to stores. The stores were closed for the most part. People were hoarding money, and that created the shortage. So, yeah, that's kind of the overall, not getting to real detail on it, but that's the overall situation with the coin shortage. I don't think it's anything big. I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists on that particular point. It'll get back to normal soon, but that does or should highlight to people that, hey man, have some cash. on hand, because you just never know what could happen where you're now forced to use credit everywhere. Just have cash just for an emergency, you know.
Yeah. So what do you think about the dollar crashing right now compared to like the euro, to the pound? Like it's getting killed right there, especially to gold.
Yeah. I mean, the Dixie is losing steam. I don't know where it's trading today. I think is it 80, 88, somewhere around there. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to ebb and flow. And so I think it's more so these currencies are and assets are getting stronger versus the dollar getting weaker.
Okay.
Of course, it's going to show up like the dollar is getting weaker, but I just think really a lot of these assets are becoming stronger because there are so many dollars out here, right? So I guess you can look at it. It's the same thing: glass half full, half empty. Doesn't either way. But yeah, that's why, because we have all this money that's being pushed into the market via the Treasury now through fiscal stimulus, not monetary. This is a new, we're taking it to the extreme now. They're starting to do fiscal stimulus. So, with that being said, you're going to have a leakage of excess cash going into other assets. Bitcoin being one. I'm looking for personally, Britt, the decoupling from crypto and the stock market. That's going to be a nice move up for cryptos when that happens, because over the last 6 to 7 months, we've been pretty correlated positively with equities markets. Once that decoupling happens, man, it's going to really accelerate the prices of these cryptos, and we're starting to see it now.
Yeah, I was going to say it look like we're just like at the beginning of it.
Yeah,
The market's been falling last week and the beginning of this week, and crypto's just been on a tear.
yeah,
Um, I think the OCC that came out of nowhere to allow banks to do custody with institutional investors crypto. I guess they're seeing they have to get into the game. You see Mastercard and Visa. Well, Visa was already giving services to people with their crypto, but Mastercard. And the
yes,
crazy thing, these two guys were in the Libra.
association.
Yeah, association, and they hopped out. Maybe when
Yep.
they hopped out, it was like, let's just get into the game ourselves.
Yeah, that's what they thought, and I called it a long time ago. Really, when the Libra white paper dropped, I said it that day. Said Libra is not going to work in its current form.
Yeah.
It's a direct threat to the U.S. dollar. They're not going to allow that to happen. So they're revamping and pivoting their strategy, and they're going to do more stable coin based platform, which is not necessarily needed, but hey, whatever fits their bill. But yeah, I think man, you got to look, man, from the March 15th low in crypto, we've run up 170% in Bitcoin. That is a crazy move. So I tell people all the time, you can love gold, you can love silver, but if you want to actually make gains and not just being something for show, you know, get into some crypto, because you're going to be able to buy more gold than there is available by the time this thing moves up again, with Bitcoin being hitting all-time highs and moving even further than that. So
Yeah. I think these OTC markets are going to start to dry up,
mm-hmm.
and that's when we're really going to see the pump really happen. So thank you for coming on to the show, man. Remember, guys, go check out Crypto Blush YouTube channel, and down below his YouTube channel, you can go out check out his automated trading bot. Make sure you guys check it out because you want to earn money while you're sleeping.
Break that time for money paradigm. That's the whole key.
All right. So all you guys have a good day, and all you guys have a good night, and enjoy the crypto life.
Holla.
Peace.